Recording 1 media language. Thank you. This is for media language. I'm James Andrews. This is Dan Chapman.
Hello.
And Ed Murray, who's
Hello
talking. He's talking about media language today. So Ed, if you just give us a rough outline on what media language is.
Okay then, so text in the media is a word to describe any media product such as TV, image, advert, film, newspaper, radio, websites, etc., etc. Texts are therefore the main point of our study in understanding how media language creates a meaning. A key term that I found online here was rules and conventions by which signs are put together to create a meaning. So what does this mean, of course? Everything has a meaning, and that is semiotics, isn't it, Dan?
Indeed, semiotics.
Okay, semiotics means everything has a code, and every code means something else. So one example of this would be the English language itself is a set of codes. Letters are turned into words, words turn into sentences, and sentences turn into paragraphs, all of which create one meaning. Just like in media, we learn that sounds and images can be put together to create a meaning or a code. One of these prime examples would be mise en scène. This is what is on the stage. So on the stage, if you see natural lighting from an outside source, it makes you think that the actual text in which you're seeing, like the video, would actually happen in real life, and that is the meaning of it. Whereas if you watch Pirates of the Caribbean, it's all dark and green and unnatural. Therefore, it isn't realistic and wouldn't happen in real life.
For anyone there just heard Ed say Caribbean, it's actually Caribbean.
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry.
So Ed, at the beginning you were talking about different texts. During media, we always split up text into three things,
Yes.
which is broadcast, print, and e-media.
Yeah.
If you can explain them,
I think Dan should go for this.
Dan.
Well, okay,
Dan?
so broadcast, well, basically what we're doing now, broadcasting live. Talking, TV, radio, whatever. The e-media, of course, is the internet. Websites, blogs, of course, as Mr. Ed knows, he has a blog. Talk us through some blogs, Ed.
Okay, so basically a blog is a online piece of text which any creator can write with an account. There are many websites, and a blog can consist of as many words you want, as many paragraphs, and can have whatever you want in it.
So you can express whatever you want.
Yeah, you can express your views, your political views, and views on life. You can rant for all you want.
Yeah,
But
you're very topical on your blogs, aren't you?
yes, I am. But you can also create it to send a message out. So, like, if you want a protest or something, or you want someone to believe in what you think, you can create a blog about that. You can basically create a blog about anything.
Thirdly, we have print newspapers. We have three different types of newspapers in the UK. We have our tabloids, Daily Star. We have people like the Sun tabloids. We have our mid-market tabloids, which are the Express, the Mail, and we have our broadsheets, which are papers like the Guardian and the Independent. So the print articles in our media study will include anything from magazines to newspapers, a lot of variation.
Okay, so I think that's pretty much covered. If we look at some examples of this, so we've already got the English language for the set of codes. Can we think of any other set of codes you can use for?
Well, semiotics could go into things like signs. Okay, so see on a toilet door, you see a male sign, or what we as a society believe is a male. That's because that code has been put into our heads as a male.
So it can even go down to the simplest of things of a toilet sign door.
Yeah.
And the most complicated things of a text, a poster of a film, something like that.
Yes.
Other examples of mise en scène can be, as Ed's already said, the natural lighting, anything in the background, from a cup of coffee to a mobile phone. I don't know if Ed, is there anything else you want to talk about in the media language section?
Not really. We're open to questions from the audience.
Are there any questions from the audience?
What's the other things that make up mise en scène?
It's anything they're wearing in the background. So like coats. If they're wearing a coat, it could suggest that. Oh, we might need to cut this stuff out. We might need to cut this bit out. Does Sarah want to come along? We've got to say.
No, if they're wearing a coat, it means it's going to be cold.
Okay, so let's carry on from here.
Yeah.
Break. Props. Use of mise en scène. Oh,
This is all going wrong now.
Why don't we just get Sarah to come in?
Why did you have to say break?
Because like we can cut that part out and we know what part's cut out then.
But it was going good with the coats.
Yeah, what was the coats part?
Right, so basically, so
we're cutting all this part out.
coats can be used as mise en scène as well, can't they, Ed?
Yes, they can. They can suggest whether someone is open, a villain, in many ways.
If the coat's being used to cover their face, maybe, or maybe it's the simple fact using semiotics again, it might be cold or raining outside.
Yeah.
The props can be used as mise en scène as well, can't they?
Yes, they can. Does Dan want to elaborate on this?
Props in mise en scène. Well, I mean, you could have. Well, setting is always an important part of this. Of course, pathetic fallacy always comes into it. Sunny day, good things are happening. Maybe it also works with the seasons. If it's autumn, suggests things are changing. Things are turning bad as winter's coming along.
Things are ending.
Yes,
Ending,
indeed.
A good example of that is A Few Good Men.
Yes.
At the beginning of the film, it's an autumn setting. Means things are changing, bad things are happening. It's based in, and basically where good things are meant to happen, bad things are happening.
Also, as you bring up A Few Good Men, at the start of it, the characters' movements and positions is quite interesting. As you see, the soldiers, they speed up their walk and they're not in time anymore, which suggests they're going off the normal, the values of the army, and they're going to do their own stuff, and they're not in time, they're not with the rules, they're going against it, they're bad.
Yeah, if you haven't seen A Few Good Men, great film. It's not free on Amazon, or just look up on YouTube. I'm sure the parts are on YouTube.
Another good example of pathetic fallacy. You've just got to look at the basic horror films, really. You see everything bad happens in the night, simple stuff. You see that every single film you see that's involved with horror. Nighttime equals bad time.
If we're gonna, I could just jump to theories here quickly. Media language can involve Laura Mulvey's male gaze theory.
Of course.
This is a big one in horrors, and you'll probably see it in most movies. But the woman is just there to be seen. She isn't there for anything else. She's there to disrupt the narrative.
Also, for a male gaze in a horror film, it's very often used as vulnerability. If even a slightest bit of skin used means me using enigma coding, which is another theory, the audience decides if that woman's going to be maybe killed later in the action, or the main character, or involved in the plot somehow.
Yeah.
Well, the main example of this male gaze theory is one we've been shown on the Man on the Ledge film. The trailer, of course, has nothing to do with anything sexual, anything like that. But when you see the trailer, there is a short clip of a lady getting out of a shower. Now, there's no need for it to be there, other than the fact that it's for the male gaze theory, and men will come and see it simply because of that.
Okay, I think that's all today for media language. There'll be other podcasts on here, including genre, institution, ideology, audience. It's another key part. Narrative, all the key things. This has been Room 612. Let's say thank you to Ed.
Yeah, see you later, everybody.
Dan.
Thank you very much.
And me, James Andrews, and the audience. Thank you and goodbye.